Journal adjustments are a blunt instrument, just saying this account should be this value and that account should be that value. As long as everything is in balance, the system, of course, will accept it, just like any other accounting system would.
Yeah, there's going to be totally legit times to do journal adjustments. So let's talk about how to do them. So first of all, you can do manual journal adjustments. I'm just going to hit new batch, pick the company that we're adjusting into, and pick the period. If your company is set up for accruals, then you could choose cash, accrual, or both. Put in the period. Let's put in the reason that we're making the adjustment. Pick the account. Obviously, if you know the number, just type it in, or you could search however you want. The amount, the way my system is set up is it's a plus or a minus. But if you like to think in debits and credits, there's a system preference where you could have two columns instead of one amount column. You'd have a debit column and a credit column, and then you would just enter everything as a positive number into either the debit or credit column. But for now, I'm going to think positives and negatives,
Debits,
pluses and
credits,
minuses.
positives, negatives.
So now we're going to do the other side of the equation, accrued expenses, and then do minus 5,000, just the credit. And that change is zero now. So at this point, we could process the batch, but we could also just keep adding transactions as long as it's for this company. We could also attach files, so maybe some supporting documentation, and then those files will be available whenever you come across one of these transactions. And that's got to do a manual journal adjustment, but maybe you have a ton to do, and perhaps an accountant has prepared a spreadsheet of all your adjustments that you have to make. They could actually be imported. I should have a few templates set up, but the templates, the files could have multiple companies in them or just one. They don't have to be in any hard-coded format. Like, for example, that doesn't always have to be that the company is the first column, the GL account's the second. As long as you have all the information, when you build the import template, you can tell the system what column means what. For example, this is a sample file I made, a bunch of companies, import everything at once. Just make sure to have a column for every piece of information that you need. Once it's set up, now I could just go ahead and import it.
And if it was missing something, it would throw an error and it would point you towards something that's missing.
Right. So it went into what's called the notification center. So you can see it's queued up. It's going to start running soon, and then eventually it'll be complete. This is an earlier one I was doing. And then once it's done, you can click view. It'll show you all the detail of everything, but you also just will see a bunch of batches that didn't exist before in your listing of journal adjustments. But yeah, you can import all your adjustments, or you can manually enter them. Second. Yeah, one other option I wanted to talk about with journal adjustments is automatic reversing entries. So basically, if we're doing a transaction today that we know has to be reversed in some future period, we might as well just take care of that right now while it's fresh in our mind. So just check this option off, put the future period, and then when you process this batch, it's going to automatically book the future transactions. When you run that report, we'll do a query for that future period, or perhaps it's the current period when you do it, you're going to see that reversal. I just want to show some quick queries, and then we're going to do bank recs and then talk about some things that are coming soon. And we'll also talk about report scheduling and packages. Under views in the general ledger, we have these two options, by account or by trial balance. So let's just view the general ledger by account, meaning we're going to pull up one single company and one single account and look at it in detail. We will pull up this company in this case. So for example, in March, I had 751,000 of disbursements and not many receipts. But if you click on this, it'll show you all the supporting detail. And then we can end up drilling down all the way to the transaction. So here's all the batches that make up that total. And then here we have all the vouchers that made up that batch. In this case, it's just one. And then you can click on this and get all the way to the actual voucher detail record.